Delighted to have you all on this very special occasion of World Health Day. And the topic for today is Power of One Thought. And to share on this topic, who else we could have but a very renowned speaker from all across the seas, the oceans from India. So we have Dr. Mohit Gupta with us. And my name is Dr. Pratibha, and I'm your host for this evening. I'll be moderating the session. So, when I received Dr. Mohit Gupta's CV, I was really struck. So, I'll go through the CV. So, he's a renowned TEDx speaker, a cardiologist by profession, having attained postgraduate and super specialization degrees in medicine. He is currently working as a director professor of cardiology in GB Pant Hospital, New Delhi, and is also a cardiologist for honorable members of parliament. He has unique distinction of getting 18 gold medals and 5 silver medals during his medical career. Dr. Gupta is a principal investigator of many landmark research trials and is also using artificial intelligence in his research. He has received a number of national and state level awards, including National Best Innovation Award in Cardiology, Eminent Teacher Award, Excellence in Cardiology Award, and also Lifetime Achievement Award this year, amongst many, many others. He's also the brain behind a famous cardiology app, Dharkan. He is a renowned motivational speaker with numerous symposia and has been invited at various national and international levels. He is working on reversing aging by Raj Yoga meditation and has more than 150 publications to his credit. He perfectly blends science and spirituality in his sessions and has been associated with Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University, being a regular practitioner of Raj Yoga meditation. So, what else can be said? So, without much ado, I would like to honor and welcome Dr. Mohit Gupta for this very special talk for this evening. Welcome, brother Dr. Mohit Gupta.
Thank you, Sister Pratibha. Om Shanti to all the angels across the globe. And this is the beauty of technology that the small machines can connect the hearts, the minds, the souls all across the globe. Isn't this magic? I think it is definitely a magic, no doubt about it. But
And
more importantly, how would you feel that if we know that our thoughts and our mind can also create a similar magic? Imagine what would your life be if you are thinking about something and you start manifesting it in your life? How would your
Dr. Mohit
life
Gupta,
be?
sorry to interrupt you. So, just to share with our audience, so we have translations available in Hindi, German, Greek, and Tamil. And to let you know that this session would be recorded. So, if anyone does not want to be come up on the camera, just can turn off their cameras. All right. So, sorry, Dr. Gupta, you may please continue. Thank you.
So, what I was saying was, imagine that how would your life be if whatever you are thinking, you start manifesting in your life? How would your life be? If you think of something, you want something, if you want to heal something, you are able to do that just by the magic of your own thoughts. Today, I'm going to scientifically unravel the beautiful blend of science and spirituality that God has given us. Let me tell you, today's journey is going to be one of the most revealing journeys of your life. It's not an ordinary, it's an extraordinary journey where you will see a wonderful amalgamation of the magic that science can create and the icing on the top, that how powerfully spirituality can make it manifest in your life. How would you feel if you know that the person who is speaking to you has a major portion of his right side of the brain removed? How would you feel if you know that the doctor who is speaking to you has lost 80% of his hearing and is working with only 20% of his hearing using devices for last 22 years. How would you feel if you know that the person who is speaking to you has four screws drilled in his spine completely fixed, he has difficulty in walking and standing even today now, but still he starts his day at 3:30 a.m. in the morning every day with meditation, operates more than 60 cases, 70 cases in one of the busiest centers of the Asia. He sleeps for less than 5 hours for last 25 years and is globally traveling. That is the power of one thought. That is the power of meditation. That is the magic that is not unique to one person, that is unique to a mindset, my dear friends. Let us understand that each one of us is gifted with almost 50 to 70,000 thoughts in a single day. This is what the research in Stanford University, California shows us. But unfortunately, it also tells us that 95% of the thoughts that we are creating are either repetitive, either waste, or either negative. And that goes on to prove and say that only 5% of our thoughts are positive, are powerful, and purposeful. So let me ask you, let's take a moment and think that how would you label a factory which has 100 products in a day and out of them 95% of the products are waste or negative? No doubt you will say it's a useless factory, a no output factory practically. And this is what is happening with our mind today. If only 5% of our thoughts are positive, powerful, and purposeful, imagine the quality of life that we all are creating. And this is what happens throughout the day. We keep on saying, oh, things are not going according to me. I'm feeling so much overwhelmed. There are so many challenges. I try to meditate. I try to do this, but nothing seems to work out. Why? Because the beauty is created inside out. We have not worked on our own inner self. And I'll explain you why this is important. Because every thought that you are creating is giving you a behavior. If you have a great thought, a positive thought, your mood is great and your behavior is terrific. It's superb. It's nice to yourself, to people, to family. Everyone is very happy with your behavior. And obviously, you are feeling great on that day. But imagine if your thoughts are negative, something wrong goes in your life. What happens to your behavior? You are in a mood, probably a bad mood. You are not doing very good with your relatives and friends either, in your professional life also, and you feel bad. And this triggers a negative cycle of negative thinking. That is why every thought that you create is manifesting in your behavior and giving you a feeling. And so it's pertinent to say that truly and practically, every thought that we are thinking is creating our future. It's acting on our body and genes, it's acting on our relations, it's also acting on the food, the atmosphere, and the nature in which we are living. Today, I'm going to share my own 7 6 stories with you. Those stories that have been the foundation of my life, those true stories, and those experiments that we have conducted, that we have gone through. And what is the scientific basis of those studies, those experiments, and also my own inner experiences of healing, that one single thought can practically transform your own life. My dear friends, I this is my story. I started my life just like you guys. A great life, a lovely child, lovely schooling, great parents, both doctors. Everything was fine. I was a very good student. I cleared my engineering. I also qualified for medicine and I took my medicine by choice. I did my undergraduation in medicine from one of the prestigious colleges. A great achiever. I could attract success not naturally. Then I did my MD medicine. I did my MD medicine from India, went to Hopkins, was doing gastroenterology there. Didn't feel like though. I came back to India and did my cardiology and became one of the youngest cardiologists of the country. I could attract success naturally. Money, pride, power, success, great life, absolutely everything perfect. Practicing spirituality every day, what I could say was a perfectly lovely and wonderful life one could dream of. But one day came in my life that changed my life forever. And that was my first story. That story taught me the power of thoughts, the power of belief, and the power of healing. That day was 20th March 2003. 5:30 p.m. in the evening. I came back home after operating for almost 1.5 days. That was the schedule that we used to have. Was having a terrible headache, unbearable headache. Came back home. Mother is a gynecologist. She offered me meals. I said no. I would like to have some rest. I'm very tired today. I would like to sleep. I slept for 2 hours. After 2 hours, I got up. She offered me a cup of ice cream. I gladly accepted it. Within 15 seconds, that cup fell from my hand. I collapsed on the floor of my home and I was throwing massive seizures, uncontrollable seizures. I was in semi conscious stage, my dear friends. My parents lifted me, rushed me to the hospital. Whole night, doctors working on me. They were repeatedly telling me that, oh my God, you must take care. My doctors were working, they were resuscitating me, and ultimately, next day, when my scans were done, I regained consciousness. Look at this, what I had in right side of my brain. It was a large infective mass, multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. 19 drugs available at that time in the whole world, not in India. And when my pathology specimens, my scans and investigations were done, I was resistant to 18 of them. Only one drug working on me. You know, I was offered and given 16 tablets every day. This is how my day started. 8 tablets in the morning, 8 in the evening, and I was sensitive only to amicacin, one of the most toxic injections. Every day, I would receive them on my hips. And when my hips, buttocks got sore, the anesthetist would come and inject them in my hand every millimeter, every single day. Immense pain. The level of pain that I used to have, the headache that I used to have, I felt that I should cut my brain in half, through my right side of the brain. That was the pain I used to suffer. But let me tell you, not a single day I lost or experienced sorrow in my life. Never. I never lost hope. I knew something has gone in my life that one day completely changed the meaning of my life, the essence of my existence, the money, the pride, the power, everything that I had no meaning. I'd lost that meaning in my life. I was fighting for my life and death. Doctors would treat me, and next day I was thinking, what has gone wrong in my life? I knew I had landed myself in a pandemic of personal mismanagement. I knew I had lost balance in my life, the work and life balance, which is integral. Somewhere, somehow, that was compromised. I knew that life is supposed to be very simple, but we have made a mess out of it. I knew lying down in the ICU on 21st March 2003 that I was living my life in an emergency mode, meeting the deadlines, meeting the targets, the sense of performance, the sense of achievement, just life being governed by ego. My life was in a complete turmoil. Only materialistic things defining my life, nothing working out. After 3 years of struggle, I underwent a major brain surgery. My right side of the brain, the parietal lobe, was taken out. I thought, now I'm going to be fine. I was very happy. 16 tablets still continuing, and I was doing absolutely great. Only 6 months later, my headache recurred. Look at these actual scans of my brain. 3rd January 2006, 6:30 p.m. in the evening, another lesion in the cerebellum appeared. Not sensitive to surgery, not sensitive responding to any of the drugs. The doctors across the world, doctors from America, Dr. Ajay from Bangalore, Dr. Gloria from Ames, the top guys designing my regimes, but nothing working on my brain. I could see my death to closest again. I knew old ways are not going to open new doors. People would say, come on, Mohit, we will take you here. Come on, Mohit, let us go and meet this doctor. But nothing working. I knew I had to do something new, magical for my life. I was practicing meditation from my birth. I was practicing celibacy. I went to one of the senior Raj yogis, and that time, 23 years back, nobody would believe in meditation. They would say, oh, come on, what this meditation would do. We are people of science. Let us practice and believe on evidence. We didn't have much evidence at that time, but I knew I have to take a try. The Raj Yogi senior sister told me that from Brahma Kumaris, she told me that Mohit, you are a yogi. Why don't you use the power of your thought, the power of your mind to heal yourself? She taught me a technique and that appealed me. I said, I will do it. Instantaneously, I believed it. Imagine a scientist, a cardiologist, a researcher amalgamating and blending science with spirituality. From 4th January, I started getting up every day in the morning early with the belief that if I change nothing, nothing is going to change in my life. And that is the time I took up to Raj Yoga meditation. 1 year defying everything. I started practicing meditation. I kept on doing 3 a.m. in the morning. I used to get up. I used to program my brain. I used to reject the disease out of my brain, saying that my brain is completely healthy. This is my drawing room. This is my brain. I don't allow any alien to sit in my brain. I would charge water with meditative power. I would drink it after the meditation, believing that I'm going to be fine. I practiced this for 1 year, my dear friends. But remember, I complemented and amalgamated my medicines, the 16 tablets, with the power of meditation. I didn't replace it. And after 1 year of practice, this is what happened to my brain. When my scans were done in April 2007, the lesion had magically disappeared out of my brain, my dear friends. People called it magic. I called it the power of belief. My dear friends, this is no magic. Our body, 150 trillion cells of our body, they're working like an orchestra. One central command. Each cell is individually intelligent, but when central command goes, each cell leaves and let go of the individual intelligence, and they start working in harmony and create more than 70 trillion volts of power that can heal any disease of your body. This is the power of reprogramming our brain and body. The science of neuroplasticity clearly tells us that yes, our thoughts can rewire our brain. Our thoughts can create magic in our brain. They can create new circuits in our brain only and only when we believe. You know, Dr. Eric Kandel in 2000 got a Nobel Prize for it. And he did a very simple research on snails. And what was that research? Nerve cells that fire together, they wire together. When we are consistently and repeatedly thinking about something, it completely forms a new circuit. And by repetition, by consistency, and with belief acting as a catalyst, you can hardwire your brain for a new circuit. You know, science says within 17 seconds of a new thought, a new neuron is foundation for new neuron is laid. And when you are repeating the same thought again and again, it could be a positive thought, it could be a negative thought, it could be a belief system. But when you're repeating, really telling your brain that this is what is going to happen, I believe in it, it hardwires and forms a new pathway, strengthens your new pathway, and can give you a completely new habit within 21 days to 254 days, my dear friends. That's the power of belief, and that's the power of science and magic and meditation that we have in our life. My dear friends, the first message that I want to give you, that believe in the magic that your thoughts can create. Logically, I see thousands and thousands of patients over the years. We are one of the busiest centers in the country. And when I talk about disease, if you understand and dissect this word, the disease word is made of two words, dis plus ease. It says and proves that when easiness in our life, it goes away, not just from your body, but from your mind, from your thoughts, the disease starts manifesting in your life. And that is why, just imagine, just recollect the words that we often use in our life. We often say that just by meeting this doctor, just by talking to this person, half of my disease is gone. I feel so much better. Why does it happen? Because the power of thoughts, the power of love can actually take away the agony that you are suffering and can give magical vibrations of healing to your body, my dear friends. Today, we are using this power of thoughts to reverse not only the aging, which I'm going to show you in the future experiments that we have conducted, but I'm also going to show you that how by the power of your thinking, you can actually heal yourself. And if not completely heal yourself, you can decrease the pain, the agony that you are suffering by the magic of your thoughts. This is not just my story. Studies by Dr. Ellen Langer, which you must Google and see, the counterclockwise aging experiments that they have conducted, the studies across the globe on magical healing in even more significant level of the diseases, the experiments conducted by famous orthopedician Dr. J.B. Mosley on healing by thought power in orthopedic patients, in arthritic pain patients, clearly go on to prove that I have numerous videos that have spoken about it, that how magically your thoughts can completely regulate your immune system and even the release of the pain releasing chemicals in your body, my dear friends. So, the first message that I want to tell you is your thoughts can actually create magic on your health only and only if you believe, my dear friends. The second story of my thoughts taught me the magic of relations and magic and true essence of healing. And we are working in a busy cardiology center, and I was doing the routine work. My day in hospital used to start at 7 a.m. in the morning, and sometimes I would operate till 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. till next day. And it was 2018, the day of Saturday, 9:30 p.m. in the night. I was tired, about to wind off my day, and just about to move out of the hospital. And suddenly, we had a noise outside my cath lab. We had a 22-year-old young boy with massive cardiac arrest, was being resuscitated, pulseless, BP-less, and ECG was a flat line. He was brought to our operation theater. And I was asked to operate that young boy. I said, nothing is left in this boy. What are we going to do? But everybody told us, sir, give it your best try. We put him on the ventilator. We put him on an artificial pacing system. Took him on the cath lab table and angiographed him. All three coronary arteries were blocked. I was shocked. It took me 1.5 hours to clean each of the artery, take out the thrombus. I could achieve a blood pressure of only 50 to 60 millimeter of mercury. My mind was saying he won't survive. But somewhere in my heart, I knew he's a young boy, resilient. He might just make it. In these thoughts, the thoughts that were mixed, I shifted the boy to the ICU. Next day, when I went for the rounds, you would be surprised and happy to hear that young boy was absolutely conscious. His blood pressure had stabilized. His heart rhythm was absolutely normal. It was a life that was saved. He was ready to be extubated. Parents were happy, sisters were happy, doctors were happy, other patients were happy, and so was I. But let me tell you, that was one of the most disturbing days of my life. That boy was married for 2 years, had a 4-month-old daughter, but he was a non hypertensive. He was a non smoker. He was a non diabetic. His lipids were normal, no family history. And I was thinking why this young boy had a heart attack at the age of 22 years. This is surprising. I must talk to the young boy. I went to his parents and said, I must talk to the boy and his wife. Please call his wife. And they took me aside. And silently, his father whispered in my ear and said, Sir, his wife won't come. I said, Why? He said, They're on the verge of divorce. I was shocked. I was frozen in that moment. They've been married for 2 years, and he said they have filed for divorce papers. 1 month later, they're going to separate from each other with no words left. After a few minutes, I requested that his father, with folded hands, and said, You please call his wife and say, Dr. Gupta wants to speak to you. This is what has happened with your husband. Reluctantly, he called, and the girl came there running after 1 hour. I extubated the young boy. I made both of them sit in the ICU and completely asked everybody to leave the ICU. I started talking to them and listen what they said. I said, what is going on wrong in your life? What is the problem with you guys? And you know what they said? He said, Sir, we both earn a six-digit salary. We drive a Mercedes. We have a four-bedroom plush apartment. But sir, for last 2 years, we have never connected well with each other. We have everything materialistic that we dream of, but we never had time to understand, talk to, and listen to each other. We never had that emotional connect. We never had that vibrations for each other. We never understood, appreciate, or accepted each other, and we thought we must separate from each other. You know, I didn't counsel them. I said, okay, you guys want to separate, go ahead. But can you do two things for me for 1 month? They said, we will do it. And I said, only for 1 month, just for half an hour, you sit together and have a meal together every day. Every day in the evening, completely shut off your mobile, completely switch off the internet, completely switch off the television, and just sit down quietly and enjoy everybody. And this is what I told them. This was so much important. I said, just have a meal with each other, accept, understand, and argue with each other. No problem. Just have an acceptance for each other. There are things on which you may not be agreeing, but just connect with each other. They said, we'll do it for 1 month. And the second thing I asked the young lady, I said, look, I'm going to discharge your husband after 2 days, but I'm just want one thing. I'm going to see your husband only on one condition. If for next 1 month you accompany him to my OPD. She said, no, sir, not possible. I said, please, I'm requesting you do it now. She said, okay, if you say, I'll do it. I discharged the young boy. They started coming to my OPD. They came for the first week for follow-up. That first week changed into 3 weeks. Those 3 weeks changed into 4 weeks. 4 into 6 weeks, 6 weeks into 6 months, and 6 months into 4 years, my dear friends. Their 4-month old daughter grew to a 4-year-old daughter. They still come to my OPD, and my dear friends, they have withdrawn their divorce papers. That is the day I realized the true essence of healing. Healing doesn't lie in just medicines. We as doctors, just give medicines and treat and do the procedures. But my dear friends, the healing lies in a beautiful emotional connect that we have with each other. The true healing is in the beautiful understand and acceptance that we have for each other, the art of appreciation for each other, the art of loving each other. That is the day we started conducting experiments that each one of you must listen. I collected 150 persons between the age of 18 to 30 years without any risk factors, all young heart attack patients, and I did a very simple study. I measured the level of psychosocial stress that they were suffering from, the home, the work, and the general stress. I took out their blood sample, and you know what I did? I measured their biologic, or what we call it as a genetic age of these individuals. And look at this. What were the results? This will blow your mind apart. These people, these children who were between the age of 18 to 30 years, physically, look at the red graph, their biologic or the genetic age was equal to a 60 to 95-year-old person, my dear friends. Their genes were completely destroyed. They had a high biologic age. I was surprised. Without any risk factors, their genes were destroyed. I said, what is going on wrong? And look at this. We published this paper in a simple journal with more than 1,000 patients. And what we saw that 91% of them had highest level of psychosocial stress, lack of love, lack of happiness, lack of gratitude, severe anger in their life. Their life was governed only and only by ego and materialistic life. And not only this, high stress directly correlated with severe heart events also. I said, stress is so common. How does it affect our heart? And how does it affect our genes? When we further analyzed, look at this, what we saw that those people who had no purpose, those people who have lack of love, lack of acceptance, lack of joy in their life, lack of true happiness in their life was governed only and only by their ego. Those are the people whose telomerase enzyme goes down and their telomere length keeps on decreasing. And that is what explains the pandemic of anxiety, of depression, of young heart attacks, of cancers, of young brain attacks that is occurring in young Southeast Asian population, my dear friends. That sense of continuous achievement, performance, of doing, has changed ourselves from human beings to human doings today. On the contrary, the good news is people who have love in their life, who practice happiness and gratitude in their life, who have positive outlook, their life is not governed by ego. They are practicing meditation in their life. Those are the people whose telomere length is increasing and their telomerase enzyme is increasing, my dear friends. What I want to tell you is today, by the power of yoga, by the power of meditation, by having a life which is full of happiness and joy, we can create magic in our life. We can reverse our aging. It's all about our perspective and what we are doing today using genomics, using stress free living, using meditative power. People like you, people like who had young heart attacks, healthcare workers, we are reversing their aging by power of positive thinking. My dear friends, I want to tell you, look at these experiments by great scientist Dr. Robert Waldinger in this study, which is known as the happiness study, or what is often known as the Grant or Glueck or the Howard second generation study, where 700 people were followed up for how many years? For 75 years. One of the longest ever study conducted. Every single aspect of their life which was monitored. And when they analyzed after 75 years, they saw that what was the single secret that was responsible for a fulfilling and a happy life. Not their money, not their position and power, not their achievements, not their quality of life, not their life incidents, my dear friends. The single secret to fulfilling life was good relations in their life. My dear friends, what I want to tell you today, what I strongly advocate, what I tell people across the world that have great relations in your life. It's time to move back from high technology to high touch in our life, to compassion in our life, to love in our life. Today, science has shown that the older paradigm was we have a fixed DNA makeup, but no longer the science of epigenetic today beautifully shows that the choices that you are making, the genes can completely be changed for your own life. You have the power by meditation to regulate your genes, my dear friends. It's been 51 years in my life. Every single day when I come back home, my parents 80 plus, my younger sibling, my daughter, my sister, we never miss a meal together. We will detach. We will switch on our mobile phone, on off our mobile phones. We will switch off the television. We will sit on the same dining table. We will connect. We will argue. We will gossip. We will play. But we have that human touch and connection, my dear friends. That is the beauty of healing. That is the beauty of one thought. That is the beauty of our powerful and lovely perspective, my dear friends. My second message is have great relations in our life. By meditation and by positive thinking, you can even reverse and control your genes, my dear friends. My third story and third message to you is that the power of thoughts and the power of resilience that we are gifted with. We are all made with stories. A life without a purpose is like a body without a soul. Challenges are part of our everyday life, and my life was no different, my dear friends. I was always a great badminton player, representing my state in badminton. I was fond of badminton. If one sport that I really loved, I used to play every day, was badminton. And it was 21st March 2013. I was playing badminton in the court. Suddenly, I suffered a severe injury. My spine got dislocated. I developed listhesis. My pars interventricularis was fractured. I had terrible pain in my back. I collapsed on the floor of badminton court. Could not move even a single inch. I was dragged to my home. I was suffering from severe pain. My orthopedic and neurosurgeon friends told me, Dr. Mohit, you have had enough of sports. Just lie down flat on the bed. Every day, I would visualize that I want to play badminton. I was though experiencing pain, I just want to get up back and play badminton. But they would not let me do that. They said, heal yourself. No more aggressive sports for you. Just complete rest. They made me lie on bed flat for 1 month. After that, I joined my hospital. I had severe radicular pain in my legs. Life was not normal. It was like really crippled person. I was living my life with dragging pain, but every day I had only one thought. I had only one belief that I'm going to be back in my sports again. Ultimately, after 8 months of this agony, in 2014, on 17 January, I got myself admitted. I told them, I directed them, fix my spine. This is not the life that I want. Operate my spine. And they agreed. They did the surgery of my spine on 19th January 2014. This is the picture on 20th January 2014. Look at my face, completely spoiled, my spine fixed. But look at the joy. Look at the smile on my face. I knew I'm going to be back again. I knew I'm going to be playing badminton again. This was my picture of actual spine where four screws were grilled and implanted. You know, not 5 days, not 4 days, not 3 days. I took the discharge from the hospital on second day. I came back to my home. I started walking in my home on the first day with only belief I'm going to be fine. My visualization, my thoughts telling me that you are going to be fine, back to the sports. Within 1 week, I started moving out of the home. I, with support, after 10 days, I started moving out in the garden that we have. I let go of all the support. The physiotherapy had started, and within 1 month, my dear friends, I joined my hospital. I was able to operate my patients. Every day, I would be happy doing physiotherapy, exercises, and within 1 year, I was able to walk completely normally. I was able to walk for 4 kilometers, and now, after 13 years out of that, 12 years out after that surgery, I'm able to walk and jog for 16 kilometers every day, my dear friends, back to my sports again. That is the power of visualization, and that is the power of belief we are gifted with. What I want to tell you, my dear friends, he who has a why to live can bear with almost anyhow. A life without a purpose is like a body without a soul. If by the power of yoga, by the power of Raj Yoga meditation, we focus our thoughts, we can completely reprogram and recreate our destiny. Where is the problem? The problem is here that as the challenges come in life of each one of us, most of us spend our time in spiraling in all these challenges. Most of us spend the time in revolving all these challenges, thinking about what is the problem. But let me tell you, the power of thought, the power of meditation tells you that let the challenges come, but you should learn to evolve out of those challenges as you also spiral in it. My message today is be resilient, be powerful. A beautiful life is waiting for you. Let go of all the burdens, let go of all the bondages. Don't spiral. Don't just keep on thinking about the problems. If you focus on healing, if you focus on good, if you focus on the magic that your mind can create, let me tell you, even the most difficult of the mountains, you can climb, you can destroy, and you can win over them, my dear friends. My fourth story taught me the magic of manifestation that we are gifted with in our life, my dear friends. People talk about law of attraction, but let me tell you, much greater and much more powerful than law of manifestation is law of attraction is the law of manifestation. Don't just attract, but manifest. It was 2001. I had come back from America. I have left everything. I was in India. I wanted to do cardiology. I wanted to be with my parents. I had only 4 months left to prepare for the exam. That cardiology exam for which people used to prepare for years and years together 2, 3, 4, 5 years. My teachers, my seniors were giving exam with me. I knew I had a little chance, but still I had hope. I was not very hopeful. Somewhere, somehow in my mind, I knew it was difficult for me to clear it. And it was 9th July 2001. I went to my mother and I told her, it is difficult for me to clear the exam, but I will still give a try. Many people are giving. There are only 5 seats in cardiology, and more than 10,000 people who are much senior and well read than me are going to give the exam. She's a positive lady. And you know what she told? She said, Mohit, how many seats are there? I said, five. And she said, how many do you want? I said, I want only one. She said, let go of all the four and you focus only and only on one. That was a brilliant idea. I happily rushed back to my room. I wrote in my book, this one seat is for me. I wrote in front of me, this one seat of cardiology is for me. And 19th July 2001, I started studying. For 5 months, I kept on studying. I was doing my residency. I was working at that time also. It was not that I was just at home and studying, but for 5 months, I was continuously studying and working with the belief that I'm going to achieve it. 9th February 2002 was the exam. 3 hours exam. I came out. Saturday was the day. I came out after giving the exam. Every day, when we give the exam, we meet our friends, our seniors to discuss the question paper, the multiple choice question paper. And that was the day which was disheartening. None of my friends and seniors discussed the paper with me. And you know what they told me? My teachers, my seniors, my colleagues told me, Mohit, you go back home. By 6:30 p.m. in the evening, we will send you 100 question paper with all the answers so that you can better prepare and give your exam next year. I was disheartened. I wanted to give only one attempt. I was already a physician. I said, no more exam giving. I've given my best attempt. I waited for 1 year, for 15 days. And after 15 days, when the result came, my rank in the country, in the exam, in this whole test was first across the country. I got 95%. The second, third, fourth, and fifth rank was 78, 77, 76, and 70%. People called it magic. I called it the power of manifestation, my dear friends. And I'll tell you the secret behind it. The simple secret is when you glue your intention with imagination and put a do not disturb sign, no power on earth can take away your success from you, my dear friends. This is the power that we are gifted with. And what is the science behind it? Look at the science behind it. This is our frontal brain, the advanced brain, the brain that makes us think, makes us perform, makes us logically analyze things. And this is the amygdala, the lower brain, the lizard brain, which is the emotional center. Most of us, 95% of us, allow our emotional brain to take control of our logical brain, my dear friends. And when we think that I don't think I'm going to achieve it, the exam is difficult, life is problematic, disease is severe, I don't think I'm going to make it, my life has always been turbulent, I've got difficult people in my life, things don't seem to work out, people don't seem to help me, the life is so miserable. And you know what is going to happen in your brain is just going to say one word and one word, so be it, so be it, tathastu, tathastu, and tathastu. And what you are doing is you are creating thoughts of uncertainty, of fear, of negativity and pain in your emotional center. And when your emotional center is getting thoughts of uncertainty, it immediately overpowers your frontal or prefrontal cortex and allow it not to perform. It disables it. It slows it down, and your ability to achieve your success goes away and away from you, my dear friends. That is why, by the power of meditation and the power of positive thinking, by power of believing, by manifesting that this is already happened in my life, those 5 months I was believing that my life is already, I have become a cardiologist. I deleted all the uncertainty in my emotional brain, and my prefrontal cortex was working freely in my life, my dear friends. That is the message I want to give you, that whatever you want to create in your life, whatever you want in your life, it's on its way. Click it, note it, believe in it. Whatever you want to create outside must first be created in your mind, my dear friends. Every day, by the power of meditation, by the power of Raj Yoga, I design my destiny. I choose the way I want my life to be. I choose the way, the magic that I want to create in my life, my dear friends. Let go of the uncertainty, the catastrophic thinking. Your brain is like a projector, my dear friends. Whatever you put in it, positive or negative, it's going to magnify, it's going to increase, it's going to multiply, whether positive or negative. Choose what you are putting in your brain. Those 1400, those 50,000 thoughts are the ingredients of your brain, and the choice is yours. Your single positive thought is going to magnify the positivity, the certainty, the magic that you can produce, that you can manifest in your life, my dear friends. My fifth message to you is the magic of small change. The fifth magic and the fifth story taught me the power of consistency. You know, people talk about capacity building, But I strongly believe that life is not about your capacity. Life is all about the consistency that you create in your life. And it was all about the change that you create. I've strongly believed and lived for it that change is never an event. Change is always a process in our life. It was 2001. I returned back from America. And at that time, my weight was 96 kgs. You won't believe. This is my actual picture at that time in front of Disneyland Orlando with my best friend. I was suffering from diabetes at a young age. I was suffering from thyroid. I was a hypertensive. I had fatty liver. My lipids were berserk. My life was absolutely in turmoil and I was preparing for cardiology. One of my uncles came to my home and he smilingly said, Mohit, what are you doing? I said, I want to become a cardiologist. And he immediately smilingly put a hand on my shoulder and said, oh, that's great. You want to become a cardiologist, but you should look like one. I was surprised, shocked, and these words were like a bullet that pierced my heart and completely tore my mind apart. I knew he had left me with a profound message. I knew I had to change my life. And from 19 July 2001, the day I started studying for cardiology, I changed my lifestyle. I changed my diet from quantity to quality. I started doing exercise every day. I completely changed my lifestyle. Within 6 months, 5 months, on the day of my exam, when I was going down to give my exam on that Saturday morning, 9 a.m., I had lost 23 kgs of weight, my dear friends. I had regained a whole new personality. My diabetes, my thyroid, my fatty liver, everything was gone. My lipids were touching normal, and that was the power of consistency. That was not the achievement, my dear friends. Today, 24 years down the lane, till today morning, every day, I maintain the same schedule in my life. That is the power of small change. One single thought, one power of consistency creates miracles in our life. My dear friends, don't change your life. Never do it. Don't change your year. Not possible. Don't change a month. Difficult. Don't change a week. Not possible. My message is change your one day with one thought and with one belief. If you change your one day, you will experience a miracle. And that one day will create, when repeated every day, will create miracles in your life, my dear friends. Today, I leave you with my sixth story. And that sixth powerful story is there are no justified resentments. I ask each one of you who have taken your precious time to take out only a moment and understand and contemplate what I'm going to say. Every day we face and meet different people. But let me tell you, we keep on harboring, we keep on holding to the negativities, to the uncertainties, to their behaviors that often hurt us, that often trouble us, that often destroy or take away our mental peace. My question to you is your mind today a sieve or a sponge? If your mind is working like a sponge, you're going to absorb everything that you are facing in your life. And 90 to 95% of the people allow their mind to work like a sponge. But yogis who practice meditation, they turn their mind into a sieve, filtering out what is useless and accepting and allowing only positivity to enter their mind. Today, don't allow the garbage of people, of situations to enter into your mind. I ask each one of you, as I do this exercise every day in my life, to go into your mind right now. All of you who are listening to this, listen, introspect, and analyze your single one day. Check the amount of anger. Look at the level of irritation that you hold in your mind. Look at the hatred. Look at the jealousy that you hold. Look at the competition. Look at the criticism that we keep on creating in our mind. Look at the complaint. constantly complaining, this person is like this, he is not doing like this, things should work out like this, and expecting from people, my dear friends. These eight emotions are practically governing 99.9% of the population of the world today. You do meditation, you talk about spirituality, you go to mosques, you go to temples, you go to churches, you go to any place of worship which you want, my dear friends. But today, the message that I want to give to each one of you is a mind that is full of anger and a heart that is full of hatred can never be happy and can never give happiness to anyone in their life, my dear friends. True spirituality is all about cleaning your own inner mind, cleaning your own inner thoughts. That is what is the essence of spirituality. Where religion divides us, spirituality unites our soul. God's purity and God's love is what we need in our life. My dear friends, I ask each one of you, just as you clean your body every day, just as you clean your home every day, can you take out only 5 or 10 minutes in the evening to clean your mind of all the negativity every day in your life? The true essence of life, my dear friends. Pick up your phone and let go of all the anger, let go of all the negativity, the grudge holding, the negativities that we harbor. On one side, we talk about spirituality. On one side, we meditate, we remember God. And on the other side, we harbor so much negativity, my dear friends. My message to you is improve. My message to you is let go of all the anger and embrace love in your life. This is your drawing room. This is your God's place. This is where you're going to hold on to the emotions, the most beautiful place of your body. Don't you think it's not worth holding the anger, the jealousy, the expectations and complaint? Let us choose to love each other. Let us choose to be compassionate to each other. Let us choose to appreciate each other, to accept each other. This is what our life is all about, my dear friends. One single thought that we plant in our mind is going to create our mind into a demon or into a beautiful, beautiful, a deity, my dear friends. The demons and deities are right there in our mind. Whatever you water is going to grow. If you nurture your mind with thoughts that are positive, peaceful, and loving, your mind will become a beautiful blossoming garden. If you destroy your mind with negative thoughts, my dear friends, the same mind is going to be a dirty place, a mind which is completely full of weeds, my dear friends. My message is unlock the potentials that you are gifted with, my dear friends. My ultimate message is you are gifted with 1440 minutes every day. These 1440 minutes are 1440 opportunities that you are gifted with. Every single minute is a magical time to have a powerful impact on your own self and the people and the souls that you are meeting. And today, as I talking to you virtually, I request with folded hands to take out only 20 minutes to embrace and love and practice meditation in your life. Raj Yoga meditation is one of the most beautiful ways to rewrite nature's blueprint, the genes, the power of one thought, to reprogram, to reinvent, and to redesign your thoughts. That epigenetic tools that can work your genes, that can empower your soul, and that can create miracles in your life. We today have published studies where these non pharmacological lifestyle interventions, like meditations, are having a powerful impact in reversing anxiety, depression, and stress in the workers. My dear friend, just as you charge your mobile every day, just as you charge your laptop every day, today I invite all of you to learn meditation and charge your own mind every day, your own soul every day. Charge your soul with God's purity, with God's knowledge, with God's power, with the happiness and peace, and with love. You know, we are all eternally pure, loving, and peaceful angels of God. And when we embrace all these qualities, you know what we experience? We experience what we call as bliss in our life, or what I call as the Anandam state in our life. What magic it can create. You say, we want evidence, and here is the evidence, my dear friends. Look at these pictures of magnetoencephalogram before and after brainwave synchronization. If I image your brains now at this moment and not practicing meditation, this is what is the pattern of brain that occurs: a completely imbalanced brainwave pattern, prone to depression, prone to anxiety, and prone to poor mental health. But only 15 only 15 minutes of meditation is what creates magic in our life. Look at this. Within 15 to 20 minutes, your right and left brain start synchronizing with each other, working in harmony with each other. And such a brain is more powerful, better, and more emotionally stable, and more integrated system. This is a brain that heals you, that makes you perform and create magic in your life, my dear friends. Today, we all are working with our left brain. Our left brain is logical, is analytical, is decisive and reasoning. But let me tell you, this is only going to give you 50% success in your life. I invite you to change your lifestyle from just doing a karma to be a karma yogi and activate your right brain. That right brain, which is loving, which is compassionate, which is peaceful, and which is free in your life, my dear friends. Such a brain creates magic in your life, can give love, can create harmony in your life, and attract anything that you want in your life magically, my dear friends. In the end, I have only one word to say, that you will always remember this day, that one day one of the persons came and spoke to us, not from his words, not from his mind, but from his heart, from his experiences, from what he has truly gone through. My dear friends, today you can create magic in your life. Let go of all the busyness and embrace easiness in your life. 100 people like you went to a Raj Yogi and told him that we don't know when should we practice meditation in our life. We don't have time to practice meditation. We don't have time to really learn meditation. And he very smilingly told them, you are absolutely right. You don't need to practice meditation every day. You just practice meditation only one day before you die, and that is enough. Oh, they were very happy. Only one day before we die, that is enough. He said, yes, that is enough. They started moving out, and immediately one of the wise persons like you, he turned back to the saint and said, but sir, we don't know when we are going to die. And he immediately was wise enough to reply smilingly that yes, that is why you must practice meditation today. Because tomorrow, what is going to happen, we don't know, my dear friends. I leave you before conducting meditation with one of the most profound messages you have ever heard in your life. Take out your mobile phone, click the slide that I'm going to show you. My message today is only and only one, that today is the first day of rest of your life. My dear friends, from today, it's up to you. It's up to your thinking. It's up to your mindset that what kind of life you want to create. If you want, you can create magic in your life. If you want, you can completely change in your life. Let me tell you, a life full of joy, a life full of abundancy, a life full of bliss is waiting for you. Allow God's power, allow meditative power to take control of your thoughts, and you are going to create magic in your life. Let us sit back and experience a few minutes of silence. Let us just relax with your eyes that are absolutely open. Just be very peaceful. Take a deep breath and inhale lot of gratitude in our life. And as you exhale, let go of all the pain and agony. Switch on your videos. Switch on your videos with the faces that are smiling, with the mind and the soul that is smiling. I choose to see myself as a powerful, shining, sparkling God's angel, a light, a consciousness. See yourself separate from the body. Let me go on a beautiful journey and see the thoughts, the ocean of thoughts that I have. Thoughts of anger, often thoughts of irritation. I choose consciously to clean my mind. I embrace God's love, God's happiness, and pure vibrations to clean my every soul, my every thought. Just look at your soul, your thoughts, every single thought, cleansing, embracing love and happiness. I choose to consciously radiate this love and happiness to every organ of my body, every single cell of my body, releasing all the pain and the diseases that I harbor. A perfect, a healthy body. I allow God's shower of purity, of happiness to empower and nourish my relations with love. A beautiful, peaceful life is what I have. I radiate my thoughts to my future and create right my destiny. Every single moment is going to be perfect. Is going to be the way I want. With God's power, with God's energy, I choose to be peaceful. I choose to embrace success and magic in my life. Peace, love, and acceptance is my way, is the way, is what I am. Today is the first day of rest of my life. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Very peaceful and nice, happy. Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, of each and every one, Dr. Mohit Gupta, for such a life sharing stories, real life stories that you shared. You are truly an embodiment of power of one thought, and you've practiced it in your life for such a transformative journey. Thank you so much again
Thank you.
throughout your session. And I would recommend all of you, if you need the recording for this evening session, or if you have any questions, you feel free to write an email to frankfurt@de.brahmakumaris.org. And yeah, so thank you once again, Dr. Mohit Gupta, and
Thank
each
you.
and every one of you for your presence. And I wish you a very pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti. Keep
Om
flying and
Shanti.
experience the power of meditation. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So, just to share with you all, this is the information regarding the Raj Yoga meditation course that we are starting from tomorrow. And this will stay on the screen if you wish to take a snapshot or just to click it. It will be available in different languages: Hindi, English, Tamil, German, and Greek, either in the morning or in the evening. Feel free to send an email or send a message on WhatsApp. Thanks again, all of you, and wish you a very pleasant evening. Om Shanti from Brahma Kumaris, Germany, Frankfurt. Om Shanti once again.